Come on, baby. There we go. Hello, and we're live. We're live.
Oh, we're on. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 456. Tonight, I'm here with Alex.
Yo, good to see you guys.
And we've got a special guest, Ben Weir from the LP Emo Caucus. How's it going, Ben?
I am fucking great. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Doing great.
Yeah, so first time, man.
Yeah,
first time.
Popping my punk rock libertarians cherry.
There you go. Save up that Liberty load.
Yeah.
Cool.
Save
so
some for the rest of them.
Yeah. So you sent me over this press release about a police gun buyback. Something the LP of New Hampshire is doing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So actually we originally had this idea last year when Jeremy Kauffman was running for Senate. I was his events coordinator. So I was trying to kind of come up with some creative and unique, but also like different ideas of things to do. So we didn't end up doing it for the campaign, but it's kind of been in like the back pocket ever since. So I've always been like a Second Amendment advocate and an activist. So, we basically, I said, like, does anybody want to do this or help me with it? And I guess we'll see who shows up. And I just put it together to go meet up and do like a political demonstration outside of Manchester Police Department, which is one of like the bigger, but also like definitely the more like corrupt police departments in New Hampshire. Like we'll try to buy their guns back. Like New Hampshire actually has like some of the best gun rights in the entire country. But like you can't really wait until your guns are taken away to start standing up for your Second Amendment rights and standing up against the police. So like I hate the cops. I'm just, like I don't like the police. I'm for, I guess, privatizing the police, but also like I would probably hate private cops too. I just would. So that's true.
Fair.
Yeah. So, when it comes down to it, basically we were like, let's figure this out. So I'll give $25 gift cards if a police officer will give us their service pistol, maybe $50 if they give us their rifle. We're going to offer free donuts to the public.
Nice.
And, and if anyone turns in their badge, we're going to give them a $500 value of a Libertarian Party of New Hampshire membership, a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
So
if they turn in their badge,
unfortunately, nobody turned in their badge. It was really disappointing.
Damn.
But overall, it was pretty cool. We got some really good like public engagement. People would pull over and talk to us or get donuts for their kids. And most of the time they're like, yeah, fuck the police. Nice. But there was one guy who came up to us and was like acting like pretty aggressive. He's actually in some of the videos. He sounded aggressive, but then like everything he said, like he's agreeing with us. I'm like, yeah, like fuck them. They're not there for us. Like, they're not standing up for what we care about. They're just trying to make money and fuck us basically. I don't know, like, raising awareness for, obviously that side of things. Like we had a big Save the Dogs sign, cause 30 dogs a day get killed by law enforcement, across the country. And then, we're advertising like end qualified immunity. One of our state reps, our elected state reps was there, who sponsored the bill to end qualified immunity.
Oh, nice.
And he got to talk to like the union leader who stopped by to do an article, about the demonstration and stuff. And then, we also had a sign that said Google police 40%, because 40% of all law enforcement officers, have like some kind of, there's a stat out there that's saying like that they've beat their wives or there's domestic violence involved at home. Obviously that leads to like PTSD and mental health, and trying to raise those conversations up too.
For sure.
But yeah, man, super bummed. I didn't walk away with a single gun. Cops were all basically told like not to talk to us. It was super obvious. I'd go over there to like the gate essentially where they're all pulling in and pulling out. And I'm like, I got $25 gift cards. Just come talk to me. They're like, no, No, thanks. I got free donuts. No, we're good. One of the guys, I was like, you better not kill any dogs. If you kill any dogs, I will find you. I know exactly where you are. He just drove away. I don't know, it was kind of, it was great. We had such a fun time with it. And like some of the conversations, like I said, with the public and everything were fantastic. It could have gone better. So
if I mean, obviously it was never going to happen, but if a cop had actually done that, are you legally allowed to transact like that in New Hampshire?
Private sales are 100% legal in New Hampshire. Yes.
Nice.
And you know what? If the taxpayers are paying for those guns, why the hell can't we pay to get them back at a discounted rate? I mean, they're buying military equipment at a discounted rate. So why the fuck not?
I think we have some video. You tweeted this out yesterday.
Yes.
It's the last one in there, Jared. It's gives a little highlight for those watching.
Oh, you sent your
oh, did I boomer it again? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. No,
a little boomerang over there.
Oh, I got too many tabs here.
I remember my first beer.
Yeah. There we go. There's the link. But yeah, it looked like a good turnout. Looks like you had some good engagement with the public. So that's all that matters, of course.
Yeah, it was good. I even walked inside the PD and I tried to talk to the guy at the front desk who, like, really, he was just like, he doesn't know what to do, man. He's just a state employee. He's like calling up the chain, trying to get people to like come down and talk to me. He's like, well, the PR person's not here till Monday. And I was like, I really don't want to talk to a PR person. I'd rather just talk to the person that's, an actual cop. Here, we'll watch the video. You'll see it's in there. Hey, I'm with the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. We're doing like a police gun buyback. I'm not sure if you had seen it or heard about it. Can I get a second of your time, somebody? We were looking to maybe talk to a couple officers and see if they'd be willing to sell us their service pistols or their PD cruisers returning their badge today. We're buying back police guns.
So wait, you have to talk to them through like a telephone? Like, what is this?
Yeah,
jail?
He wouldn't talk to me and like through the cubby or the hole. Like you have to pick up the phone and talk to him through the glass. It was so stupid. I could hear every word he was saying, but I had to use the phone.
Amazing.
So we're just gonna try to buy their. This is just some random lady that was sitting in the lobby. Maybe. I got $25 gift card if you'll turn in your gun. Because they like to kill dogs. 30 dogs a day across America die because of law enforcement. So trying to save the dogs. But they don't want to sell us anything. I've got gift cards. They're not interested. Okay. Would they be interested in just turning in their badge? I'll buy them a lifetime membership to the party. It's like a $500 value. It's a pretty good deal. Save the dogs. Don't shoot.
The look he's giving you is like priceless.
Dude, it was like nonstop the whole time I was there. He's like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh, hold on a second. Look wait, we got join us.
Oh,
what's up,
Babs? James? Welcome.
Yo, sorry I'm late.
Oh, what happened? Were you detained by a park ranger, or what's going on?
Yeah.
No. I was traveling. I just arrived at Derek Slopey's workshop, and we were shooting the shit, and I lost track of time.
Oh, it happens.
All good. All right, back to the video.
Shoot dogs. If you shoot dogs, I'll find you, bro.
Dogs matter.
You guys want donuts? They're free.
They're just bending us over, man. They're not there to serve us. They're there to fuck us.
You ain't shit. You're a servant. See, if a servant were to start talking to some rich person right at a nice house, what would happen? They get fired, right? It's the same thing. We pay your bills, so therefore you should respect us.
At the end of the day, man, like we need to raise awareness and talk about it because the conversations aren't being had by our selectmen or our town boards or our state reps.
They don't give a shit. They're not here to work for you. They're just here to make money and fuck you, man.
Nice.
So so you said your state rep was there?
Yeah.
Introduced legislation.
Yeah. he sponsored the unqualified immunity bill here. His name's Tom Manning. He's out of Pelham, New Hampshire. Really solid dude. He actually spoke. I did an event back in on June 3rd called 603 Day, and he spoke for that. And he's just like wearing a shirt that's like Ron Paul was right about everything. The dude's a libertarian as fuck. He's super based. Yeah, like he helped with that. He sponsors all the good bills in New Hampshire essentially, and he was there to kind of like help talk about the unqualified immunity. And we're kind of in a unique situation now because like we don't have the riots really happening all across the country where unqualified immunity is at the top of people's conversation. Whereas like a couple of years ago, people were like burning the shit out of like all these buildings and stuff. And it kind of was being thrown out there like unqualified immunity. But no, like this is like a great opportunity and a great time to start talking about it again before things shit hits the fan. You know what I mean? So, and it's a problem that we face every day. Like we can't hold these people accountable. Like if I am going to be going to prison for the rest of my life for doing exactly what they did, why aren't they being held accountable? And everything that they're doing is just being reflected onto the taxpayers, you know, and fucking making us be taxed to death. So it's like double negative.
What's the point of being in the ruling class if you don't get that privilege?
Well, and like I always kind of shared this like stat back. I ran for sheriff last year. You know, for every one cop you pay for, for every one cop you get, you're paying for 3 because you're not just paying for that cop and the retirees. You're paying for all the lawsuits that have been caused by the law enforcement throughout the years as well. So like, and you know, I don't know. It's fucking crazy, man. Like the conversations aren't being had enough, and hopefully we can pass this unqualified immunity here in New Hampshire. That'd be solid. I mean, we've already like banned civil asset forfeiture mostly. There's like a federal loophole that allows them to still like steal a bunch of shit, but like they've stolen like $12 million over the last 10 years still, even though it's been banned for almost that long. So you know, they just find a way. They just find a way to get around it. That's just how the law works. Whoever interprets the law, right? So
damn. That's great work. Trolling in real life. That's great. So you're going to do some more events in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to try to actually organize a sit down with the guy I lost to for the county sheriff job. And I don't know, maybe catch him on a couple things. And I might try to run again too. So we'll see.
Nice.
How about challenge him to some kind of like shooting contest or something?
Oh, dude, I'll kick his ass in a duel for sure. 100%.
Not if you put up dog targets, dude.
I mean, a duel is even better, but I was just thinking like a test of marksmanship. But you know,
test of marksmanship
is there than an old fashioned duel? Like, let's settle.
Yeah, you put up like cop targets that you shoot at, and then he puts up dog targets, and you see who does the best.
Yeah, and then work your way up to a duel.
And just sprays, right? And then you just aim and fire.
Right.
That'd be great. I thought we were like talking like shoot at the hip kind of thing. But
slap him with a white glove.
Yeah, that escalated quickly. Go from gun buybacks to full-on duels with
violence.
Yeah, dude, I don't give a fuck if it's guns or not. I will joust his ass. So,
well, I love the idea of a buyback program, and we were joking around with this on the Freedom Fiends years ago of doing a municipal buyback plan. Where all the school boards and municipalities that got federal surplus, right? What are they going to do with it, right? But we could offer them, say, like gift cards in exchange for Bearcats and armored personnel carriers and grenade launchers. Like the school boards, what are they going to do with grenade launchers for real, right? Yeah. Like even truancy is hard to enforce with the grenade launcher, but they could get like a gift card at Bed Bath and Beyond if they give it to us.
I had gift cards in hand, man. Like I was ready. These cops didn't even want to talk to me. And I was like, you know, I'll buy your cruiser. I'll give you like $100 in gift cards. Like before you go and total it on the side of the highway. For your Crown Vic, yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. You know.
Are any other are any of these popping up elsewhere that you're not like involved with? Has anybody been inspired by this?
The buybacks, like as far as I know, like this is the first one that we've done like in LP circles. So I mean, if it's happened before, it might have. I don't think there's any such thing as an original thinker anymore. But you know, everything's kind of been regurgitated at this point. But I would love to see these popping up across the country because they really do get the community talking, get the community involved. Like we have people honking at us as they're driving by.
Right.
You know, like just stopping by to even just pick up free donuts or talk about what's happening. You know, like I said, there was one guy who came out kind of guns blazing, kind of seemed agitated and like yelling almost. And then he ends up having like the same opinions. Of course, he brings up the roads. He's like, well, what if we didn't have cops? What about, you know, the roads? We're going to get rid of roads too. Like get out of here, dude. Like, we're not talking about the fucking roads right now, but everything leads to the roads apparently. So
that's the basis of
even abortion.
Society, man. What are you going to do without the roads?
Yeah. Can't go babies.
What if you set up
the roads?
Yeah. What if you set up across from an actual gun buyback? Like you just set up your table across the street, you know?
If that was happening in New Hampshire, I promise you I'd be the first person to do that.
They don't do that in New Hampshire?
Like New Hampshire's based as fuck with gun laws. So like there's actually like, you know, we have like really solid community. Like if the government tried to buy back our guns, then I kind of feel like that would definitely cause some issues here. But
gotcha.
If I saw something like that, for sure, we would definitely live free or cry. You damn right, plant-based libertarian. Yes.
Well, I
forgot to wear my guy liner.
I think the idea of a gun buyback plan, you know, can be used to our advantage, especially when they're like what's a gun? Like, oh, I just whittled this in my garage, you know, and here's a gun. You know,
if you got enough people, you could bankrupt them at least.
Right. Or like, give them shitty guns and then use the proceeds to buy better guns.
Oh, yeah. Right. No, absolutely.
Yeah, there was just
they were giving a crazy amount of money. The Baltimore City one, they were giving like $50 or something for a
30-round mag.
For a 30-round mag that you could buy for like $5. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then
like, dude, I would have paid for my entire college education.
Like, here's 10,000 magazines.
Right.
Thank you. No questions asked.
Right.
You know?
It got to the point where the second time they did it, they had to limit it to 2. So now all of them that they do in either Baltimore City or Baltimore County, they limit it to 2. And one of our guys went to it and he got there early because they didn't put in the city. They had to cap it the second time. They said, that's it, 2. Because they did exactly that. People just rolled up, got rid of their shitty, dented, fucked up springs, like their worst mags that they have, and replaced it with for $50. What the hell? Like, they don't even understand.
Some people in other states too, like they've like gone to Home Depot and bought a bunch of parts to basically make like a little like cheap homemade gun for like nothing basically, and they'd go and turn it in for like $25 or $50 gift cards or $100 gift cards, whatever they were, and like doubling their money. So like cops are stupid. So
no questions asked. You said no questions asked.
Yeah.
Did you just make that at Home Depot? That sounds like a question.
It's a piece of wood with some It's a piece of wood with some threaded pipe. It has pew pew on the etched on the side. Like,
hey, it's enough for them to charge you with a felony. It should be enough to qualify for the buyback. You know,
man, I lived in California for 4 years. The cops do not know the frickin' law, man. I would have to basically go to the range with my like the ARs that I'd build with the ATF's definition of assault rifle, because they would always be asking me like, oh, is that legal? I'm like, is that your business? You're at a fucking gun range. But there's so many ways you can get around those laws. Like, you can't have a flash hider, but you can have a muzzle brake. You can't have a vertical foregrip, but you can have an angled foregrip. You can't have an adjustable stock, but if you put a little piece of rubber in there so it doesn't move, it's completely legal. And there's so many ways to get around their little, like, what they consider is like gonna get rid of all the 5.56 or 223s and like whatever looks scary to them. But they're just so easy to get around. For like less than like $60, you can modify whatever you had to. It still sucks you got to modify it. Like, let's be real, those laws shouldn't exist. But like,
of course,
yeah.
But yeah, if you don't want the headache,
I think we have that sound drop of that. Who's that? He was the California politician trying to describe ghost guns.
Oh shit! I don't even have. Do I have my
It was
thing set up?
a 30 magazine clip.
30
Oh,
magazine clip in half a second.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. How long were you in California? That must have been awful.
I lived there for 4 years too long, man. I moved there to make money and work construction. And I tell you what, like,
man.
I think I went there to make less money because the tax you to death, and it costs 10 times as much to live there. And but I tell you what, it did let me save up enough to get to the free state of New Hampshire. So I guess there's a place for everything. You know, it led me here. So, but
You're not from.
How
Where
long
you
have you
from
been in the
originally,
free
Ben?
state?
I've been in the free state for a year and a half now, since last February. And I've loved it. It's been great here. The community's freaking awesome. FSP is cool. You know, my buddies at LP&H are awesome. You know, and you know, we're like, it's really crazy coming from a place like California. And then I also lived in Colorado for, you know, about 10 years, where everything's super spread out, to going here and having this huge libertarian community, where you can't go more than 5 minutes down the road and probably be close to a free state or libertarian. You know what I mean? It's been pretty cool. There's always something to do. Nature's cool, you know, like, and I don't mind the snow. I was born in Pennsylvania, so I know what the snow looks like. You know, I actually kind of missed it when I was in California because it was 115 degrees for 3 months a year. You know, I'm over that. I work outside.
Dude, where in California were you?
Like Sacramento, but I'd work a lot of times in like Fresno and kind of more like Bakersfield, like deserty type area. I don't know. It was
Gotcha.
garbage.
Sounds
man.
horrible. Where
It's
are you
horrible.
in New Hampshire? Weir's
I'm close to
Beach,
Concord.
perhaps?
Yeah, like actually, you know, I'm about 30 minutes from Weir's Beach. If I go to the bars up there, I always tell them, hey, my uncle owns this place. And they don't fucking believe me, but yeah, it's about 30 minutes away, about 30 minutes from Concord as well. So the capital city is not too far away. City.
Yeah, they're like
Sounds like a
towns.
safe distance away.
Yeah, they're not really cities. Coming from Denver and Sacramento and all that.
Right.
It's crazy, but
I'll take the White Mountains, the Lakes region.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anything above
even even the Portsmouth coast is kind of fun in a totally different way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like the lakes are great. As soon as you get above the lakes though, like it's just different country up there. Like you go through the mountains and you're listening to like rock on the radio and it just changes to French radio. Like, and everything's in French. It's so weird because we're so close to Canada. I've never heard that before. It's always been like Spanish music on the radio, you know, but a lot of good maple syrup too. So,
oh yeah, maple syrup's money up there. How did you start the Emo Caucus? Tell us about that.
What? It was in Reno. I was there's some cool caucuses here, but what about the emos and the punk rock kids and the people who like music? Like, where do we go? Like, this is such a good idea. Like, we got the Waffle House caucus, but we can't have a place for the emos to go. So I messaged Otto when I was in Reno still, and I was like, dude, like, do you think this is a good idea? And he just sends it back. He's like, full send, like, let's do this. So you know, and you know, it's the Emo Caucus, you know, obviously, like it's kind of a niche music genre as it is, but you know, like we're all like punk rock kids, you know, pop punk, you know, there's a lot of metalheads and metalcore folk in there. You know, I'm not as biased as people like Dan Smots who wants it to be emo only, but he's I don't know, he's pretty.
You're a big tent caucus,
I guess. Yeah. But there's some gatekeepers.
Capital
like
E
Dan.
emo.
Yeah, capital E emo. But it's been fun, man, and I've got like really big plans for this. I think we're gonna try to, you know, do things that the LP has not been able to do before. At first, it was just like, let's have a place for people to go, but then I just started thinking, like, you know, like there's a whole music scene of people that listen to this music that don't really like the government, that are listening to these singers and probably forming all of their political opinions, or at least some of them. So like, how can we impact that, as libertarians? So, a lot of caucuses and stuff have things like state organizers or whatever. I'm actually thinking about just saying F that and just doing some like a street team, basically, where we can go to like shows or big rock music festivals, maybe flyer outside of the festivals, and maybe advertise ourselves as the fuck you vote. I think this is a great place for us. And it's kind of like libertarian evangelism that isn't happening. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely like being kind of more like a street activist. I don't like just being like a Twitter profile or something like that. Getting out and meeting people in real life, going to concerts, and these people already probably share a lot of opinions with you. They're not going to come into the party as perfect libertarians, but like nobody does. So I think this is a great place for us to go and try to welcome some new people in. Maybe try to harpoon some really big like bands and big musicians. Who would be a state organizer of a caucus? Only total dweebs. You're fucking right.
How about a state disorganizer?
No, you're right. No, JK, you don't say JK to that. You're right. F that. You too, Alex. Just kidding. No, I've been there, done that. It's like, it gets to the point where it's kind of like, it sucks the fun out of you a little bit because it becomes a job at some point. And there's just too much drama with it. Like, why not just go out and have fun with something and do something that you love to do? For me, it's music. I've been in like bands and toured across the country and stuff. And, this is like my scene. So why would I try to like start a new scene or go do something else? Like, I can affect like liberty better in a place that I'm the most familiar. For me, that's the music scene. So I'm going to go and be exactly what I need to be for my people. So,
oh yeah, Babs, you got to start the Klezmer band caucus.
Klezmer caucus.
Klezmer caucus. Klezmer caucus. The Klezmer caucus.
As long as it's not
Jared
ska.
might be. Jared, maybe you're more qualified to organize that one. I don't know.
Well, you're the one who played in a Klezmer band. I'm only a patron of the arts.
But I'm Goyim, so
true.
There's mixed signals there.
That's true. That's true.
So, what are some of these bands you played in, Ben?
I played in a band called like Tonight We Rise. We played at Vans Warped Tour in 2015. I played with like Korn and Stone Sour and, A Day to Remember, Five Finger Death Punch, and at some big festivals. That band kind of, we were like definitely like emo, alternative punk type stuff. We never really perfectly fit a bill because we were never heavy enough to play with people like Korn or Stone Sour, but we fit enough, you know what I mean? And it definitely more fit like the Vans Warped Tour thing, where there's a little bit of all that. So
a little bit of everything, a little column A, column B.
It kind of morphed into a new project called What Came Before, where we kind of took it a little more seriously for a couple of years and tried to, we even had like a couple people from labels hitting us up and talking to us, and we put out a song and a video and all this. But that's when I moved to California from Colorado. And I'd be traveling back to Colorado like twice a month, or once a month at least, to practice and rehearse and play shows. And and then 2020 hit and all the music venues decided to shut down. We played like our last show was a sold out show, January of 2020 at the Marquee Theater in Denver. And it was with the Almost, a band called the Almost. And then it shut down. And then my one guitarist got married and moved to Florida halfway through COVID. So getting like all of these pieces together made no sense. So I'm here now. I'm in New Hampshire, and I'm writing music, recording. I've got some songs recorded that are ready to release. And I'm trying to start a new band project called Pine Tree Riot. So I haven't really even told anybody about that yet, but Pine Tree Riot is the event that led to the Boston Tea Party. And so yeah, it's a perfect name for a punk band ready to start a revolution.
Is this for like New Hampshire secessionist theme songs?
Sure. Yeah. Well, the first name I thought of to maybe do this for this project was the Free Skaters, but not happening. That's just too ska, pop punky. I just want something that's gonna start a fire. You know what I mean?
But isn't the pine tree like sort of the symbol of the secessionists with the appeal to heaven flag and whatnot?
Yes. So the Pine Tree Riot was an event that, like, preceded the Boston Tea Party, and essentially the royals overseas, they basically said any tree that's more than 8 inches in diameter, that's mine. You got to pay a tax on it. So the lumber companies in like Weir, New Hampshire, they were like, we're not paying that tax. So then when the royals found out about that, they tried to send in the sheriff and the deputy to come and arrest the people who were running the lumber mills and cutting down the wood. And they basically set fire to all the trees in the warehouse, and they locked up the sheriff and the deputy in jail overnight. It's a really cool story. Like, if you guys don't know about the Pine Tree Riot, but this is like I said, this is the perfect name for a New Hampshire punk band to try to start a revolution, because that literally happened right before the Boston Tea Party. We got all the angst built up and gave them some courage to start some fires down in Boston too. So
nice. Hell yeah. That's the first I've heard that story. I mean, I think maybe, okay, now I'm getting a correlation up in Pork Fest, seeing a lot of the pine tree flags, and I guess driving up through New Hampshire, you see that. So, okay. So that's okay.
That's way better than that old man in the mountain crap. Like that, like fell off the mountain. It even fell off the mountain anyway.
Dude, you're gonna get attacked by free staters on Twitter now for saying that. I'm telling you, they still cling to that. I mean, I'm with you. I loved the old man on the mountain as a kid, but it doesn't exist anymore. Can we like push past it? I guess a little bit. I would have loved to see it in real life, but he fell down. He was too old, so he's no longer in
mythology.
Yeah. Let's just go with something else at this point. I actually have an appeal to heaven flag flying in front of my house right now. That's the flag I fly. So
nice.
Man, will you guys do like the merch Concord? Okay.
A march on Concord.
Like a march. Okay.
March. I will gather every libertarian I can to do a march on Concord, New Hampshire. I don't know how well that'll work, but yeah, like we'll try something. Maybe next political season, we'll try to like maybe go up against the Trump rallies or something and drive the opposite direction in their lane with libertarian flags. I don't know. It's probably not going to work. We're going to get our asses run over, but seems like a good idea.
What's it like up there now? It's election season, so you get all the swinging dicks running for president on all parties coming up.
You know what's weird though is that the DNC basically said if any Democrat campaigns in New Hampshire at all, they won't be in the ballot for New Hampshire. They won't be on the ballot for Georgia, because New Hampshire has like first in the union control over, basically, like they're supposed to be the first primary in the country, and the DNC decided they're moving that. So RFK's already campaigned here, and I believe from what I'm told is like they're basically using the fact that he's campaigned already to just cast him off. He's not going to be on the ballot at all. So
well, they have to find some reason. I mean, we know they're not letting him on. It's just a matter of reverse engineering it to what some kind of excuse could be, you know? Like,
right. And I mean, I'm not like an RFK simp or anything like that. Like, I actually think he's like got a lot of really bad takes, but I do think he should be on the ballot. And I do think that if he ran, there'd be a lot of free staters that voted for him in New Hampshire. He might even have been able to win New Hampshire. I don't know. A lot of people here do not like Joe Biden. So most Democrats that have any kind of brain on them whatsoever would not vote for Joe Biden in a Democratic primary.
I understand.
I don't know if they vote for RFK.
Quite well in polls, right? But yeah, I mean, what does the Democratic Party care about public opinion? You know, like they don't care.
Polls said that Hillary Clinton was going to win in a landslide. So,
online polls, predicted President Ron Paul. But
all of our online polls would predict that 90% yes. Let's just get all the libertarians to vote.
I think it's just neat to see what will the DNC do to shit on him, right? Like what lengths will they go to? And it turns out everything, like anything. There's no limits. So and it's just fun to watch them expose themselves for being the horrible anti-democratic, just authoritarian. I mean, I can't think of any traditional leftist value that's even represented in those people. You know, like it's just a joke at this point.
Yeah. They are absolutely a joke. It's pretty ridiculous. But like
I mean, imagine being a supporter of them, being like, well, got to vote for Joe Biden, you know, because well, you know, it's better than Trump. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I have coworkers like that.
I mean, at that point, you're like, that's your level of awareness. You're like, you're going to vote for this kid sniffing, bribe taking, war starting, just awful career liar. Like, just he's been a scumbag in every decade, over and over and over and over and over again. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. Like, well, it's not Trump, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, for 50 years, man. This guy has been like backdoor politicking his entire life, you know, and
locking up black people, making sure that student loans couldn't be discharged in bankruptcy.
How did this guy win the urban vote? I have no idea. It's absolutely insane.
Lots of cemeteries.
That's true.
lots
of cemeteries.
Lots of old voter data.
My understanding is that that votes for Biden amongst blacks were way down compared to Obama, and they're like a lot of people felt that Obama did not deliver, and they're like, you know, why should we keep doing this? So good, you know, less people.
They all voted for Joe Jorgensen.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Mama Joe.
It was the passively not racist tweet that got her the urban vote.
Yeah, definitely. It's not enough to be anti-racist. We must be actively. That's what got them. They're like, wow.
They're sold.
What? That speaks to me. Yep.
It would have made more sense if Spike Cohen, though. Like, I think Spike does a great job at reaching out to people that are, like, you know, systematically oppressed. Way better than Joe Jorgensen ever did. Like, no offense,
oh my God,
Joe, but
I'm trying to persuade my friends in the LP to make him their nominee for president. I think he's way better than anybody else I've seen come around. He's a great communicator. He's mastered social media. He's principled, funny. You know, like what more can you? What else are you going to ask for?
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. Ben, with the New Hampshire tweets, it's like Spike has that perfect edginess, but just like there's that line. It's like, all right, if I go a little bit too far, then it's like going to backfire. Like, so
he has a good line for himself. I think he does a great job of being like right where he needs to be. Mm-hmm. Like he kicks ass at going on Twitter and replying to people and ratioing the shit out of people. You know, and I would definitely support him for, you know, a presidential, you know, nominee. I hope that he would put his name in, but I don't think he will at this point. It's getting a little bit too late for libertarians to put their name in. From what I've heard, there might be one, maybe two more, but you know,
the big ones wait until the last minute to jump in. They
the celebrities.
That way they can skip all the preliminary convention bullshit and jump in at the last minute.
Yep. I think Joe Jorgensen waited till just a few months before, didn't she? I don't know for sure, but like I feel like she waited.
She was doing the circuit. She came to the Pennsylvania convention. She came on our show. You know, she was
Otto
working
did the line of coke.
Yeah, that's where Otto was doing coke, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Joe was drinking whiskey and Otto was doing coke.
I really wish Otto was here. Everyone wanted to see his nips.
Yeah, well,
dude, we all want to see his nips.
If we raise the money, we're doing it. You know,
maybe you can convince him. Yeah, maybe you could be our $1,000 donor and get his nips out.
That's all it takes.
That's it.
I think it's
cheap, dude.
He's a desperate man.
Wait, are we? Is that confirmed? $1,000? We'll.
I think it was far less.
I think that's what he said, right?
Was it
or less?
Confirm it, and I think
it's like $100.
I think we should, for real. Let's get the number and let's put it up on a GoFundMe or Indiegogo.
Yeah. Right? Let's fund Otto's cocaine habit.
But maybe he'll send one from the beach with jellyfish. You know.
Can you guys?
Man. Yeah,
you
he's
guys
on the
confirm
beach.
the number, and I'll set it up, and we'll push it out there, and we'll raise that. That'll be no problem.
Let's go.
All right, I'll text him after the show. Actually, I'll text
great.
him right now.
Yeah.
I think we maybe get the 1 nipple and then the 2 nipple price.
Maybe yeah. Like
Per
we do like
nipple.
550 or 600. Maybe we'll just get 1 nip, and the full 1,000 we'll get both.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, give him.
Yeah, it's a shame. We're
That's
like
a lot of coke, dude.
right. We got a lot of
I don't even
presidential
think he-
candidates we got to interview
What the-
soon, so he's
I
gonna
didn't
need
even
it.
know he does coke. Are you sure that's what he would spend it on? Like, I figure he would spend it on like some kind of like White Claw or something like that.
He snorts White Claw for sure.
It's-
You can just tell by looking at him. He definitely snorts White Claw and PBR.
Yeah, it's a deal. Forest Mommy wants Otto to free the nips.
He's in.
Yep. See? All right. Yeah.
Can we
Well,
match
if we
that
get Forest
donation,
Mommy,
Forest
seal of
Mommy,
approval.
or match the reward?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh shit.
All right, I sent him a message.
We're
We'll see what
gentlemen
it
on
says.
this show. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
we're perfect gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, it's a shame Otto, he's on vacation. It's like vacation season for PRL, but the show must go on. I'll be away next week, and Jared's going away to Jamaica.
Oh
right,
shit. That's
right by the
sick.
beach, and going down to the Dominican Republic Dominican next week. So yeah, vacation season. But
Vacation.
we got some good guests lined up. We got plant-based coming on.
The show will go on though.
Yeah, it's got to go on. We got plant-based.
When's
coming on
plant-based coming on? Next
Monday.
week?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude.
Nice.
Why did I know about this?
And you guys are
That's
going to Liberty
my own
Stock
fault,
too,
probably.
right?
Yeah, so you're playing up there, right? So Liberty Stock, this is Olga. This is the event up in Vermont, Cabot, Vermont, and you're playing up there, right, Ben?
Yeah, I'm
there
gonna
it
do
is.
an acoustic show, acoustic set up there. I haven't done an acoustic set for like 5 or 6 years, so it'll be interesting. But I'm gonna do like a set up there, and then I'm also gonna do a little bit of DJing as well. So it should be fun in Cabot, Vermont.
Dude, what's this? Nudity not permitted?
Oh,
I know, dude.
bummer.
What the hell?
No
I'm
dicks
not
out for
going.
Harambe at Liberty Stock. So.
Damn. You hate to see it.
Wah,
Hold on.
wah.
Hold on. I got a response from Phil or Otto. He said $100
100.
per nip.
Let's go.
$100 per nip.
I'll drop it tonight.
I'm like, I'll just drop that right now. You know,
I've
like
got $100 in gift cards left over from the gun buyback. I'll just send them out tomorrow, first class UPS.
that's called
Yeah.
that's called a multiplying your reward.
Yeah, we'll show them in the after hours. So if you sign
All
up
in,
for the
brother.
Patreon,
All in.
yeah.
He's
So
cheap.
what is
Goddamn.
is this Porkfest rules? What is this you're showing up here? Or
This is Liberty Stock,
Liberty
Babs, where
Stock.
we're going
Liberty
up.
Stock. Liberty Stock's no nudity. I already bought my ticket. Damn.
Yeah, well,
And there's no refund.
I didn't.
Contact
always
the
read the
organizer.
small print.
mm.
Or can you contact the organizer to get a special nudity permit?
I don't even know what the laws are like in Vermont, but I figured if Bernie Sanders has been there for so long, you could probably walk around with no shirt on if you're a chick. I mean,
Yeah.
I doubt you can walk around as a dude with your dick out, but like
I mean, I guess it does say keep the vibe family friendly, so that's probably
the vibe
Yeah,
family friendly.
okay.
has
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do with it.
Depends on how weird your family is at that point, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
if you're
getting. I
Joe
think
Biden's
that's kind of
family.
what's probably going to happen
I
with
guess.
Porkfest next year too. Is probably it's going to look a lot like the same type of rules there. We'll see.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, there was a
100
little-
Biden
there was a
is
little
family
pushback,
friendly,
wasn't there,
you can
Ben?
imagine.
Well, yeah, there's going to be pushback when a dude who decides that he wants to walk naked outside of the body freedom area, and not respect anybody else's moral line of ethics.
Yeah.
That happens, man. Like
Well, did you
just a
see
blatant
this
disregard
year?
for the rules.
Next year at
So-
Porkfest, they're moving the body positive area to the way back corner.
Yeah, I heard that it might not even be there. Actually, like if that's possible because there's a certain group of people that are possibly going to ruin that for everybody.
Yeah.
Because the last several years in a row, they haven't respected those boundaries,
Mhm.
and they've like been caught just like walking around the entire campground like that. So, like, I'm not
I
going to
think-
name
well, I
drop
think there
anybody,
should
but
be
it's been a
limits.
problem.
For instance, I feel like only attractive people should be nude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If
Sure.
you're hot,
Yeah, yeah.
just as it, like, if you're going to be doing it, like, you better be able to handle, you know, like, you be able to like do it, you know, like,
but like the
you
problem
don't
is
want to
that
be
these
like,
people,
oh, put that away. Oh,
Please,
you know, like that's
I'm eating
you're
here,
getting
man.
that reaction.
I just ate a bunch of mushrooms and I got a grilled cheese.
The
Like,
problem
I
is
don't need
that
to be seeing that.
these people are mid as fuck. They're not even like 6s on the 10 scale. So like
it is hell, bro.
Yeah, dude. So
Get the
Like,
fuck
I'm
out of here
sorry,
with
but
that shit.
come back and flash
That's
me.
body
with your
negative,
more
baby.
You know, like, I'm
maybe
sorry,
the Emo Caucus
you know.
will host a burlesque show at our home next year.
Yeah,
That'd
get some
be dope.
suicide girls up in there, dude.
Oh, for sure. Punk rock libertarians will lock that shit down for me. I know you guys got connects right there.
We're gonna come up. We're gonna come up for Pork Fest this coming year. We got to plan it accordingly. But if you got a spot, then
Listen,
we're
I have
coming up. We'll help.
I have volunteered the Punk Rock Libertarians to organize the panel of judges for Soapbox Idol after the disaster of this year. They've lost their sense of purpose and humor. And not that I would expect them to take me up on my offer, but I thought, you know what they need? Like, we could do way better job than those guys. You know, they just blew it this year.
What was your thoughts on that, Ben? And Babs, you were there. You witnessed it. What was it? A shit show the whole time, half the time, all the time?
Let's see what Ben says.
Yeah.
All right. Soapbox Idol is a very fun time. It's a very fun time. I was actually supposed to be the last person that went up. And there was a guy who came up, just walked up to the side and was like, hey, this person told me I could do this. And the guy who was kind of emceeing the event essentially said like, are you dead set on this? And I was going to do like a whole soapbox on like, we need to make the libertarian movement punk rock again. I had this whole spiel and pitch, man. It would have been so good. And he's like, are you set on this? I can only do one more person. And this guy was told he was going to go. So he went up. He went way past his time. And obviously, like Jeremy's a friend of mine. Like I was at his events coordinator for his Senate campaign last year. I see him all the time. I'm in a bunch of chats with him. He's a good guy. But you know, he obviously things got heated at the end there. And as he was walking off the stage, you know, a bunch of people were trying to rush at him. And the guy that was on stage doing his soapbox about the anti-vax stuff, you know, he was, you know, I think he was probably intoxicated as well. So, you know, it's one of those things. I think it was pretty ridiculous afterwards that people were like kind of walking up to Kaufman in a kind of threatening way. I also
didn't see any
think
of that
he had
part.
a good,
I think
like there was a couple people around him trying to keep people away from him and push them off. You know, I was trying to kind of over there trying to help him make sure people didn't get too close to him. But I think he had a good point. Like Kaufman did. Like I'm not like, I don't want to paint the entire libertarian movement as anti-vax. I just, you know, like people can make decisions for their own bodies. You know, and you know, obviously the COVID vaccine is absolute bullshit and definitely causes more harm than good, you know, scientifically. But there's some out there that, you know, probably are shown as being helpful to people. And if they want to take that, that's fine. Like I'm autistic for a reason, but the problem is like this anti-vax thing is counterproductive for libertarians because we're all autistic. How the fuck you think we're going to get more?
You know, and that may be true. But did you really think it was the judge's job at Soapbox Idol to then counter it with an anti-vax rant? You know, like as opposed to just grading him on the presentation, making
just be like, F, you're wrong, you suck, bye. Yeah.
I guess, you know, I kind of wish that it was handled better. I think Jeremy would agree that some of it was handled better too. You know, some of the sound bites that came out of that, like the loser, I could use that on Twitter.
You just got to look at it from the showmanship point of view.
Sure.
You're a rocker. Right. You know what it means to be on stage and to deliver for an audience. Right. And you don't lose control and, you know, and you keep it on point for the audience. And if you don't get a standing ovation, then you fucked up. Like
I've been drunk on stage plenty of times and, you know, I don't, it's just not me, but, you know, I'll say this, you
still have a responsibility to the audience.
Sure. You know, and you have a responsibility like PorkFest too, you know, and to make sure it's presented, you know, in
make
whatever
the show
way.
go, to make the
Yeah.
show fun, you know,
Yeah.
like that's your job on that thing, is to is to make sure the audience experience is the best it can be. You know?
I think that the points that were being made were right. I think that what he said was right. I think that the way that things were handled,
maybe he should have
were
done
not
his
right.
own rant. Right,
Sure.
right. Like, okay, you have a strong
Yeah.
opinion. Great. Go get in
And-
line and do a rant with everybody else.
Yeah. And I mean, all this stuff I would, you know, talk to Jeremy directly with. Like, I have no problem, you know, talking about this. And we've, you know, and he knows some of this. And you know, I agree with him, some of the things he was saying. You know, but obviously things could have been handled better. You know, even he would agree to that.
I think he gave me a low score on my rant as well. So there.
Did he
Oh,
really?
shit,
So
dude. Let's get him on the show.
dude. You shouldn't
Let's
even
get him
be
on the
on
show.
this conversation. Just
Yeah.
I think we need a
that's why
review.
Damn, man,
I think
you
it was,
already were
I
pissed
forget,
at
was
him.
it out of 20 or out of
review.
10? But I think he gave me like a half score, like a
God damn,
10 out
man.
of 20 or 5 out of 10 or something like that.
That's rough, dude.
Yeah, let's bring him on the show to defend his thesis on that.
Well, the name of my presentation was "Gun-Free Zones Are Gay,"
and he gave you a 5 out of 10 on that.
I know, like I thought
you would think he would love that.
I love that. Yeah.
That's fucked up, man. Fuck that guy.
Very sad.
I mean, just I would have probably given you at least a 6 just on principle. Come on,
Right?
You could have had like the most horrible rant ever, and just on principle, you're at 6 already. So
I mean, I hadn't prepared for it at all, and I only thought of it when I realized I like accidentally was there and it was going on, and I could still get up there. So I thought a lot of the rants were great, and I think that should be a really fun time at PorkFest. And some people do a fantastic job with it. They just really do a great job, and it's just fun to see your friends get up there and just holler about whatever they want to holler about.
I'm definitely going to do the Make Liberty punk rock thing next year as my rant. So I'm really bummed that I didn't do it this year, because I think that things would have ended a little bit differently.
See, imagine what a high score you would get if the Punk Rock Libertarians was organizing the panel of experts.
Right.
Yeah, man. I definitely know how to play to my audience.
Help me out on this one, right? We'll you know, we can line this up. You know, I have no pull with you know, with anybody there, but maybe someone else does.
Did you guys see this headline here? Dianne Feinstein has passed her power of attorney to her daughter, yet she is still serving in Congress.
Wow.
Just say aye. Just shut up and say aye. Yeah.
How crazy.
Wow, these are the people that are.
I mean, to be fair, every congressperson has Congress critter has passed their power of attorney to Raytheon. So
very true. Wow, that's pathetic.
That's ridiculous.
Should we just play that video of her recently, the one where she has to just say aye, where they order her? She gets her instructions. I couldn't believe, like, I love it when it's just so out in the open and they accidentally just they don't even have time to pretend anymore. They're just like, shut up, old lady. Here's your order. You're voting for a bigger military budget. Don't talk about it. It's just happening. Okay.
That was like one of the probably more lucid times in her, probably like last year, when she was actually like talking through the bill. They're like, no, don't do that. just vote.
But it was kind of telling because of what they didn't like. Was it the content of what she was saying that was relevant? Because she was starting to like, oh, I think this is a great idea for us to give another $39 billion to the military, and this is gonna, and like they probably just want that just say aye and move on, because it's not popular necessarily to be I think polls indicate now that most people are against spending more on the war, on the proxy war. So, you know, I think they were just like, shh, that you're not supposed to be saying that stuff now.
Right. Yeah, that's what it seemed like, because she was going to vote aye. It's not like they were convincing her. It was like, don't also spill the beans while you do it.
Right. In sales, that's called selling past the sale. Right. Like once the customer says yes, you're supposed to shut up. Just like shut up. And you've achieved the sale. Don't stop your sales pitch.
Right.
I don't know how long this bitch is going to be elected
or alive.
Yeah.
Pull up a new
Well, it's going to get passed down to her daughter too. Apparently, at this point, like that must be in her power of attorney too. She's just going to hand it over to her daughter.
Is that allowed?
No.
How about I mean, speaking of we got Mitch.
She's 90 years. She's 90 years old.
Check out this is real.
Who's
quick
voting
video.
for this bitch? Like, who's voting for an 85? Or how long? You know, how long are these terms?
They're in there for
same
6 years.
People that voted for
6
John
years?
Fetterman.
Yeah,
they voted for an 84.
Honestly, I don't believe anybody.
That's senator. Yeah.
I don't believe most
Babs.
people are dumb enough to vote anymore. I think it's all made up. Like,
I mean,
who's that dumb? Seriously,
yeah, it's all fudge. These, yeah, it's everything is fucking rigged. It's all out in the open. It's so blatant. It's like it's obvious. But
I mean, to
Mitch
actually line up and to go through that ritual after everything we've learned, right, from like the way these elections have been manipulated and censored opinions, and it's
especially at that level, especially at the level that these individuals, because there's look at this is real quick, Jared. It's Mitch McConnell was speaking and he got booed hard and nonstop chants of retire. You can barely
he didn't stroke out.
No, he's must be on the. I don't know. They might have like swapped out his batteries or it's in the Mitch McConnell getting booed at a rally. Now, I don't know where this was taking place, but I mean this has been circulating around Twitter. I guess it happened over this weekend, but this was
oh, this is more elder abuse.
Right.
Put this man in a nursing home. Give him a pan. He's gonna shit himself.
Wow.
He just pretends he doesn't hear it.
He probably just doesn't hear it, dude.
Yeah.
Or maybe where the microphone was is near the protesters, and
yeah, could be
I
like the background mic.
Yeah, it's definitely drowning. But he's continuing on going through.
It also like sounds like in my headphones, it's like just coming out of like the right side for some reason.
Every time I see this dude, he reminds me of.
This is great. I mean, every time one of these assholes shows up in public, there should be some kind of mob just mocking them, shouting them down, ridiculing them, calling them out. They should never be able to go out in public ever.
I mean, LPNH just kind of tweeted something like that this last week. We kind of said politicians should be scared to, have to look over their shoulders every once in a while. And it got some backlash, obviously. But
what tweet doesn't get
that's
backlash?
That's a good
that's a good tweet.
That's a good good, not borderline racist, not
right. No, it's a solid tweet.
It's not a racist tweet.
Politicians should be scared to leave their houses. Like they're fucking criminals. Get out of here. This shit's gonna be controversial, man.
Might send the FBI to Kyle Wagner's doorstep. I don't know. Maybe.
Every time I see Mitch McConnell, I think of that old movie, The New Guy, where the dude's like, "Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?" Like, get out of here, dude. This guy is a fucking mess. And when he stroked out live the other week and just went completely blank.
Henry Kissinger's still alive. He's 100. Right?
What?
Oh my God.
There's still time for justice. Like, it's not too late.
Dude. That's got to be adrenochrome. It's got to be. There's no way.
There's no way.
We should take some things over to the after hours. Ben, you going to join us for a little bit in the after hours?
Absolutely.
Immediately fun. All right.
Hell
cool.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Pizzagate. Wow. Okay.
Pizzagate reboot. Is this what we're into?
Pizzagate 2024. Sounds of freedom.
Wow. All right, I'll take us out then.
Yeah, that was a fun controversy, right? Sounds of Freedom, and everybody's like, "Oh, there's a funder of Sounds of Freedom has been convicted of child kidnapping." I told you it was like a.
Yeah, wasn't it just crowdfunded? Like it was like a GoFundMe or something, and like one guy was that the story?
Yeah. Well, we should discuss this more in the after hours. But my understanding is it was like he rented an apartment. to somebody who was in a custody dispute and like donated $500 to the GoFundMe, you know, or the or, you know, like, okay.
Oh, points completely refuted.
Ben, plug away before we get out of here.
Yeah. Tell us where we can find you.
Go follow the LP Emo Caucus on Twitter and join the group on Facebook. We're doing some really cool shit. We're starting a street team. We are going to have the best Libertarian Party candidate for president that's going to be running. It has not been announced yet, but we have a very awesome, high-profile musician that is going to be running for president under the LP banner. I'm very excited about it. Go in there, share all your favorite sad songs, share your favorite punk rock songs. And also follow the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. You can troll us if you want, but every follower counts. Monetize your haters. I guess that's all I have to say. So
nice.
Awesome. Thanks
all right.
Out, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. If you want to help support the show, we've got our Patreon. And if you subscribe there for $2 or $3 a month minimum, you get access to our after hours program, which we'll be doing right after this one. We also have t-shirts at libertariancountry.com. If you enter code PRL, you'll save 10%. If you order more than 50 and you enter PRL 50, I believe you save 20%.
Roger that.
And there's plenty of base shirts over there, so check them out. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Until next time, live free.
Or die.
Or cry.
Or cry.